Hey everyone, my name's Andy and my channel is Finding Value. If you like this content, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and leave comments if you want to see other things in the comments section. I'm going to go over what this channel is about and the strategies that we have overall. I know I'm getting a lot of new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And I want to just touch base on who I am and what the channel is about and the strategies that we're employing overall. So you're gonna lose me here so you can focus on the presentation. So this is the channel and strategy by Finding Value. So who I am, my name's Andy. I grew up in Minnesota, and yes, since I'm from Minnesota, I did play hockey. I played baseball and I played a whole bunch of other sports. I went to college at Cal Poly Tech out in San Luis Obispo in California. I have an engineering degree in manufacturing engineering. I've probably studied and read more things. I probably have like a master's literally in finance because of all of the things that I've studied. And a lot of my career in aerospace has led me to know quite a bit more than just the engineering realm. I developed a love for investing and finding value because I didn't think I could make enough money and be happy with what I was doing. I was much happier looking for investments, finding value, and using my money to make more money. And I think that's where I developed that love. It was for finding things and looking at things from a different viewpoint than a lot of other people. And it took many years for me to figure all of this out on this channel, and lots of deep thinking all throughout my 20s and early 30s. I had figured out a lot of pieces but had trouble tying them all together. I knew ratios, but I didn't tie it to the housing market. I was learning all these bits and pieces, and finally it all came together, and I started this channel to help everyone accelerate their investment knowledge much quicker than what I have. So I started this channel because I found out there was a ton of misinformation on YouTube, and I wanted to ensure that people got the correct information. I was getting very mad and kind of almost yelling at the screen because people were telling what I consider to be lies because they didn't know any better. For instance, here's one thing that is misinformation. The housing market goes up because of low interest rates. That is false. It's a supply-demand imbalance. And when house prices go higher, interest rates will chase the house prices higher because it's inflationary. That's just one example. So Finding Value, the channel itself. So I'm looking at myself as a facilitator to everyone who joins this channel. I want people to leave lots of comments. I want you to ask a whole bunch of questions so it facilitates your personal development. Also, it's much better to have 40, 50, hundreds, or thousands of people thinking about problems and sharing what they have found on this channel so everyone can benefit. I am only one person, I only have one brain, but I can facilitate and create content for people that can help everyone from your comments. And again, I am using this channel to develop myself personally. And hopefully you can develop yourself and I can provide entertainment while doing so on this channel. Some people, they might hate some of the topics I cover, but still listen to those topics because some people will have an epiphany. An epiphany will happen where they realize that the value is in that sector that I'm covering. Because a lot of people, they get kind of shoehorned or they like one sector more than another, and just remain open. Remain open. And at some point, you might be like, holy crap, now I understand what this guy's saying. And it took me a while because I was kind of a precious metals guy. And I'm opening up more and more all the time, looking for value wherever I can find it. And sometimes people are going to end up loving the sector and the potential returns it could bring to them that they weren't looking at before. So hopefully I'm opening your investment world and looking at all the opportunities out there. And this is the investment strategy of basically this channel. What we do is we find underpriced assets using a method called ratio investing. And I'll be honest here, I don't think there's a single other really method out there that makes purchasing power gains that I know of. I have looked at a whole bunch of different things. And all of those other things are really just they're making purchasing power gains by happenstance. They don't really know what they're doing. It's not on purpose. This is giving you the advantage of knowing how to value assets, and then giving you the confidence to buy them and hold on to them until they're overvalued. So we find the undervalued assets. Using that ratio investing, we focus our energy on the undervalued assets. We then use fundamental analysis and also technical analysis to see if the charts are primed for entry, and we use the fundamental analysis to find the companies that we want to put our money into. Those are our plays. So this gets us our timing to invest and where to deploy the money through that fundamental analysis and technical analysis. What we look for is we look for long-term trends that are broken. So we want to see a big downtrend that breaks to the upside. It doesn't mean that you won't endure short-term movement pains. They're always going to have short-term movements. You're never going to be perfect, but the majority of the risk is sucked out of the stock. We know that it's cheap because of the ratio, and we try to do our best to time our purchases on a long-term broken downtrend. And these investments, I'm looking at holding these investments between 5 and 40 years, depending on the cycle length. And keep in mind that the majority of the moves typically happen at the end of the cycles. So you could have multiple cycles in a 40-year cycle, or you can have one large cycle depending on how you look at it with big pullbacks. Timing is everything for commodities. Precious metals, real estate investing, all of those things you have to get your timing right. If your timing's off or it's completely wrong, you can absolutely get slaughtered in these things. Because if you buy at a top and you ride it all the way down, they could be 90% down. What we're doing is we're buying the under-depressed assets after they've already gotten all the movement of the downtrend sucked out of it. So we can use stocks, physical precious metals, and real estate to leverage our knowledge of ratio investing while minimizing risk. Small, higher risk stocks, we're going to want to diversify amongst a bunch of them. And the reason we want to spread our money out is we want to find, one, the best sectors, and we want to find the best companies. And then we want to try to capture the largest asymmetric bets or moves in all of those sectors, because we don't know necessarily which one's going to go up the most. So we want to capture all of it if we can. And we want to cycle money into sectors at different times of the year, because not everything's going to be down at the same time. So whenever the sector's down, we cost average in and buy that sector. Certain sectors will be down, maybe the beginning of the year, we buy those. And then when that sector rotates higher and another one sector rotates down and we're still in a secular bull market, we buy the other sector. I understand I'm using a lot of big terms. Please watch all of those other movie or videos that I have out there on all of this stuff, because it will really catch you up to speed. Also, we've got a different paradigm here. Once you understand value through ratios, you're going to be looking at things differently after you understand this. You're going to embrace and feed off of market pullbacks. You're going to become ultra aggressive, and you want to buy all of these things because you're not scared anymore, because you understand the value. You understand the market conditions. You understand all of these things, which makes you a well-informed, smart investor. And you're going to focus on saving money to invest in these undervalued assets. It's going to become addictive sometimes. And it's going to feel like you're cheating because you know ratio investing and the market conditions. It's going to almost feel like you're cheating. And when we ride some of these up, you're going to make a lot of money. So it's going to feel like you're cheating knowing this stuff. Eventually, your paradigm is going to change so much that you're going to start looking and hearing others speak, but none of them make any sense anymore. You twisted your paradigm to see value, and others, they're struggling or they cannot see that value that you see, and it's not going to make sense anymore to you. Because once you understand how to value things, and other people, if they don't know how to value things, you're going to look at things completely different. And also keep in mind that time will make these investments work, and it still requires patience. This isn't an overnight thing. You're going to accumulate undervalued assets, and then years later, not months, but years later, they're going to become overvalued. It could be 5 years, 10 years. We're going to suck out the entire value out of this trade. and it requires patience and discipline. I understand that I'm gonna have to gain your trust. I understand that we need to gain trust in me, my channel, and the methods I'm deploying. So give me time to gain your trust. Binge watch the clips and the videos that I have to test my thesis and strategies. The timing is coming up now to get invested, so be ready for this opportunity. And I don't want this to pass up because it is very rare to have such a large opportunity in your life because they don't come that often. The greatest rewards in life are often hidden behind fear. And what I want you to do is I want you to learn as much as you can to kick that fear to the side, as opportunities are everywhere in these markets and no one is really looking at them. That's why I developed this channel, to get you well informed, to get the fear out of it. And once that fear is kicked to the side, you are going to load up on undervalued assets and have the confidence to hold them. So you need to learn this stuff so well that the only person you trust is yourself. I am here to help you do this. I am your facilitator. I can be your mentor. This is the channel to give you that confidence. And the channel layout, this is the last slide here. I add morning videos on companies, market strategies, valuable information on topics, and market condition updates. That's kind of the 8:45 a.m. Mountain Time video that I'm releasing. In the afternoon, I may release more informational topics, or I'll add market updates using technical analysis of what I see out there that could be a good buy point. This is across the entire spectrum of stocks and commodities. I will make comments on everything of what I am seeing, especially those that look like very good buys. So sometimes the buy points work out extremely well. Other times the market moves against us. I cannot guarantee that they're the best buy points ever. I'm just trying to use my knowledge, my wisdom that I've learned to get you guys what I think are some good buy points. I continue to monitor ratios and will share those ratio updates and values changing against each other through those ratios, and also give you market condition updates when everything is changing. These things don't change very rapidly, so we have a lot of time to share these things. They don't change overnight. They usually take months or years to change. So our buying windows are pretty large. So I recommend cost averaging in, getting your value sectors, getting in these asymmetric bets, spreading it across a whole bunch. You can get some very risky investments, some small cap stocks. You can get some medium cap stocks and spread the risk out amongst a whole bunch. Some sectors will pull up first, some will pull up second. We don't know the exact timing. We just know that they're cheap and that the market conditions are changing. The downtrends are broken. And typically what that means is they go sideways or higher. The risk has been sucked out, and it's just a matter of time before our investments really start to bear fruit. So if you enjoyed this clip, please subscribe. If you have other questions, please leave it in the comments section. And I hope you guys have a very nice day. Thanks for listening to this clip. Thank you.